Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, we've made our way through, we basically made our way through the castle of Lord Raedric. We haven't really fully explored it, but that's mainly because, well, there's a lot of guards, and they're kind of tough. So while we could fight them all, we have made our way over to here. Also, we don't really get anything from killing the guards aside from, you know, gear. So, let's go and speak with Lord Raedric, who is indeed up there with a couple Raedric defenders. This fight may not be easy, but we'll do what we can. Alright, let's head up and speak with him. Let her approach. Flanked by a host of guards, all of whom regard you with mute hostility, Lord Raedric VII observes you from his throne, clad in ornate plate. His eyes have a hollow quality, and there is a pallor to the man's gaunt face that leaves his features showing stark against his dark and unkempt hair. There is a dagger discarded upon one stone arm of the throne. A thin crimson rivulet worms its way down from the blade and past Raedric's fingers, even as he leans forward to regard you with a piercing gaze. Thought he'd be better looking, even with all the inbreeding. Though his face is calm, you notice Adair's hand straying toward his weapon, as though with a mind of its own. It seems I have you to thank for the chaos spreading through my keep. I have expected some invading army.
It is unlike Kolsch to hire mercenaries, or foreigners for that matter. And you are not one of mine, so I cannot accuse you of treason.
Raedric's voice is a low rasp, his gaze fixed upon you. He smiles grimly, flashing white teeth. His fingers close loosely around the pommel of the dagger, as if to ascertain it is still there, and then flinch away. Perhaps he ought to have considered such tactics sooner. You've made short work of my guards. They were good and loyal servants. Loyal to my coin, if not to me. They deserved a better fate than you gave them.
What has my cousin promised you? Some grand reward? If he had any resources to his name, he would not covet mine. And if he had any honor in him, he would not have tried this here, now, when I have lost so much.
Kolsk is your cousin.
Oh yes, we are kin, he and I. He was raised within these walls, in fact, privy to all the privileges our family had to offer. But a greedy man always hungers after more than he receives, however bountiful. I was eldest, heir to the stewardship of our lands, and he was not.
The legacy brought chaos with it, panic and despair. Kolsk took advantage of that chaos, creating division in our ranks, luring loyal men and women to his cause. Good men. Good women. Raedric's gaze goes distant for a moment, and then he glances at you and his lip curls. He fled the keep in time, to hole up in the wilds beyond the village, to play at being a commoner and court favor with the people. And while he plays at conqueror, the Vale suffers. Families, traders, all. I do not have enough men to guard the roads and defend us from Kolsk's incursions both. My attention suffers, and so my governance, my family. Nor can I make the effort necessary to bring about an end to this curse if we are beset at all hours by traitorous plots. What have you lost?
Much. There is a plague among us here in Gilded Vale. The legacy is but part of it. The rest is fear, heresy, perversion. Each incident alone is but the flicker of a candle, but together, a blaze that will destroy us.
The legacy makes men mad. Perhaps it does worse to women, I do not know. His gaze flicks towards you, searching, then turns away. They cling to hollow promises, to dark and terrible things. Each lie permitted feeds the fire, every whisper from preening charlatans and venom-tongued midwives. The words of false prophets, the promises of dead gods. He clenches a gloved fist.
The flame consumed her. My Ygritte. And our child with it.
Raedric looks up to the dagger, and his voice catches briefly in his throat. What happened there, with the dagger?
A just sentence.
Raedric turns his head slightly to regard the dagger. There's a sudden, careful stillness in his expression. His voice wavers, and in that moment a pang of grief crosses his face. Ygritte knew. She hid the verses from me, the tokens. She knew what I would make of them. The scattered god poisoned her against me, made her deaf to my instruction. Only when our son was born, that hollow thing, that monster, then we both knew what her crimes had wrought. Raedric turns a baleful look upon you, jaw working, face flushed and splotchy with emotion. It could not stand. He brings up a hand suddenly toward his temple, obscuring his face. What does Kost know of sacrifice? How he would indulge himself. Let us succumb one by one and suffer Bereth's punishment, until the final soul goes to its keeping, never to return, and Gilded Vale is but a barren land. You murdered your own wife, your child. I carried out the sentence. Would you have me give her to an executioner? In the Deerwood we see to our own justice. Raedric sits back in his throne, his knuckles white upon the armrest. And that thing, that silent aberration, that was not alive to kill. His eyes narrow. Keep your recriminations, trespasser. I have done my duty. Gilded Vale has suffered under your rule. It deserves a better leader. Raedric makes a low, huffing noise of disbelief. And you think Kost is that leader? What does he understand of what it means to be Thane? He has gathered a meager assembly of illiterate farmers and scavengers to himself, and sends these in suicidal action against my guards.
You are a pawn in Kolsch's designs, and he has kept his motivations from you for a reason. I wonder if you understand what it is you do, or what you might accomplish if you were better informed. You have proven your competence in your way, and had I such an ally, we might together put an end to Gilded Vale's woes, lift the curse once and for all, and in doing so, return us to a life where such strict measures are not necessary.
I'd like to know more about the Raedrics. Raedrics? It is but I alone now. But the Raedric name was birthed in glory. We have been stewards of Gilded Vale for generations. Its people look to us for guidance and protection. First from the excesses of the Empire, and now from what dangers the Deerwood holds. I have inherited that duty. By my vows, by my title, so long as I am Thane, I will permit no threat against our lands, be they mortal or spiritual in nature. What has happened to Gilded Vale? The legacy. Shortly after the death of the scattered god, Widewind's legacy fell upon our lands. And despair came with it. How could it not when the curse took our children, our hope from us? I knew that Bereth would not allow such cruelties, not unless we had lost his favor. Some in the village cling yet to a false faith, worshipping the dead god. They revere him in secret, even knowing what it brings upon us. My own wife. She continued her heresies against my wishes, and when our child was born, we saw then that no sin remains unrevealed. No man is free from Bereth's judgment, no woman. Raedric looks to the dagger resting on his throne. I will do what I must to ensure that we do not stray again from the path, but it has taken time to root out the last of these cultists within our village, time Kolsch used to gather his forces. I'm willing to listen. What did you have in mind?
Good. Good. The stakes are too high for rash action. Be assured Defiance Bay will hear of your assistance to me.
You are in a position to put a swift end to this rebellion. I have wasted too many resources on Kolsch, and paid the cost for it. Kill him, and I can refocus my attentions upon this blight. Between the priest and my animancer, we can determine a cure. My family will be the last to suffer for this legacy. I don't know. I think it's nice that someone's there to distract him from killing the rest of my town, even if they are not the best neighbors these days. He has doubtless attempted to ply you with lies, hoping to pull you to his side. He will permit you to approach him so that he might work upon you further, and then you will have your opportunity. I'm sorry, but I'm not convinced. You have killed so many in this case. Defend yourself.
So be it. May the twinned god take pity upon your splintered soul, and scatter it to the winds.
Raedric's frown deepens, but he only nods. He rises from the throne, and around him his guards settle into battle stances. You two go for that one. You go for that one. You are going to cast Mirrored Image to defend yourself. Actually, you are going to want to cast Bless. We need this benefit to all of us. And you, now that you can actually cast spells... Go with Jolting Touch. Try it again. Oh, you've almost gotten the Archmage dead. That's actually good. Okay, the Archmage is dead. There goes that one. You distract Raedric a bit. Okay, you... Go ahead and melee at his minor missiles. And you need to get this cast. We're in trouble.
None shall stop us!
Well, down goes the healer. And the Raedric defender is taking a lot of damage. Not good. Try the Jolting Touch again.
Lava will be on sea.
One more time. Okay, that Raedric defender is gone. Try Corrosive Siphon.
That's not very helpful. Artifact worth.
We've almost got Raedric. We've got him. Raedric is down. And we have Justice, a unique greatsword. And some plate armor. Which is... It would be better than the Brigandine. You have a special gear, so you're fine. Okay. What is Justice? The sword was once used as by a paladin as an executioner's blade during a long-forgotten crusade. Over the years, the paladin slew countless heretics, but as time wore on, his fervor slowly turned to fear at the unending evil he saw growing in his homeland. Tired of the myopic and ineffective approach of his superiors, the paladin swore to cleanse the corruption from the hearts of his people, and took it upon himself to execute any who consorted with heathens. After finding a heretic hiding within a small village, the paladin put all its inhabitants to the sword for aiding the sinner. That night the paladin woke to his sword being driven through his own chest, having been betrayed by his own men, who were guilt-ridden for their own complicity in his atrocities. This large sword seems to be covered in rust, but on closer inspection the brown stains on the blade are, in fact, dried blood. Apart from the side, the sword seems plain. Its only ornamentation is hidden under the black leather wrapping on the ricasso, where an image of Woedica has been etched. Scratches on the etching indicate that someone once tried to clumsily remove it. Interesting.
No problem.
And a Spellwright's Tome. You're gonna look at that. And a fine robe. Interesting. Let me see something. You have your armor. Okay. What are you getting out of this? You've got Consulhat's Parasitic Staff. Go ahead and learn it. And you've got Miasma of Dull-Mindedness. Go ahead and learn it. And you've got a Rod. Compared to a Scepter. I don't think there's really a difference, truth be told. They seem to be... Oh, the difference is... The Scepter is Crush and Slash. The Wand is Pierce and Crush. Interesting. Okay, that's gonna go in there. And it looks like we slew them all. Very well. I think we can leave. Oh! We heard that you had moved against the keep, and yet we have arrived too late. But a moment earlier and I would have heard his dying breath. No matter. It is done. The tyrant is dead, and our village is free to move into a greater future. Gilded Vale owes you a great debt. I owe you a great debt. You have accomplished what I could not. Take what rewards you care to from Raedric's vaults. You have earned them twice over. Kolsch looks over the throne room, smiling. There is much to do. We must send word to the Earl, of course. Revoke the cruel laws Raedric has instated. But do not think we will forget your assistance. You have brought about great change. Take pride. Everyone will remember this moment. Come, men. Clear these bodies from the hall. With that, Kolsch strides eagerly towards the throne. Let's see what he has to say. Forgive me, friend, there is much to do, but we will not forget what you have done for us. And I imagine now we can actually walk around and loot the place. I've been through all the rooms on the right. We can go take a look at the rooms on the left now. The guards there should all be gone. Yep, Raedric guards, and now if we take anything... Well, taking that would be stealing. This case would not be. That room I've already looked in and cleared. Oh, we'll loot what we can. Under the pillow is a wooden medallion carved with a rising sun and 3 stars. It's tied to a leather thong. Unfortunately, it looks like a good amount of the stuff here is going to be stealing now. Unfortunate. Well, let's explore and loot what we can. At least it's going to be safe now. Okay, some loot there. The joints are fringed with rust. The emblem on the breastplate is of a tree with broad, heart-shaped leaves. Same thing there. Okay, that appears to be everything here. I guess we can go outside and we'll look around the ramparts after. Alright, let's look around in the courtyard here. See what we find. Oh, rainwater twitching with tiny larvae sloshes in the barrel. Ah, and that's the main gate out. So you think Kolsch is the forgiving type? That Animancer in the dungeon makes my skin crawl. Well, the Animancer is dead, so you two don't need to worry about that. The air in the stable is heavy with bat dung. Okay. Some gold there. This one says lower ramparts, and here we are. And that leads to the temple armory. Haven't we been in there? Surprisingly, we actually haven't.
A simple test. That's settled.
Just to check if there's anything trapped here. Ooh, fine breastplate. Though I don't think we'll be using it.
That's settled.
And a fine large shield. That's a nice one. I can probably give that shield to Adair. Random bow. Aha, and here's where we would have climbed up and gotten in this way via the ramparts. Okay, here's the upper ramparts. To temple storage. Have we been in the temple storage yet? Yes, yes we have. The temple storage we've actually been into. So we've gone through the temple. So that's the other way. If you go in via those vines, you'd be able to run around along the ramparts to the temple storage and then sneak into the temple itself. Okay. But that's not the entire path. There is still one other area we can look at, and that's going from the dungeon. So let's head down to the dungeon. And we'll take a look at the other ramparts. A simple enough task. And then we'll see what we uncover by going that way. Just gotta get over here. Insert the speed. There we go. And up onto the ramparts. Let's see what's up here. Okay. The canisters are filled with wet, clumped gunpowder. Well, that gunpowder is ruined then. Fine club, I think that was. The bottom staves of the barrels are dark but dry. Whatever these barrels held leaked out long ago. And it seems that's it? Really? Almost looks like there's supposed to be something up here. And yet, I don't see anything. Well, either way, I think that's basically everything. Unless there's a hidden passage somewhere. Which could exist. Okay, can't go out that way. I guess we can go... No, not out the moat. Let's go this way. We can leave, head back to town, get all this loot sold. Hopefully we made the right choice. I mean, considering how dangerous the guy was, we may as well have. I hope it was the right choice. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's another way through here. It doesn't really look like there's enough space for another way through.
I shall be discreet.
And he said to take what we wanted from the from the keep's holds, but there isn't really anywhere to go to take that. Oh, alright then. Mission accomplished. I think we can leave. Okay. Let's head out. Really does almost seem like there's supposed to be another floor up here. But I don't know how to get to it. Alright. Back to Gilded Vale. Before I deposit things, let me look at some things here. So, okay, Justice we're definitely going to be keeping, but that fine large shield... that I can give to you. There we go. Don't need the fine club, stiletto, morningstar, quarterstaff, club. Actually, fine crossbow. You're using a you have a fine crossbow, so you're good. You're good. You have a rod, so as a fallback. Interesting. Oh, you've got a scepter as a fallback. I take it back. Rod is two-handed. Scepter is also two-handed. Interesting. And wand is two-handed. It's interesting. You do have a rapier, but we don't have a spare one. For armor, well, we're not going to be changing that anywhere. Even though that would probably be interesting, we're not going to change the armor. For this, yeah, we're going to hold on to these just in case we get another companion who could use them. Consumables are consumables, I don't care about those. Those are other things, we can sell some of the books, and all of that stuff. Okay. Let's head into the merchant here to sell this, and then we'll go and rest. Endurance, you're gonna need it. You kind of have a bit of a wrenched knee. Don't worry. You'll just sleep it off, and you'll be perfectly fine. Your knee will be fine. Okay, let's see here.
Good day to you.
Let me see your wares, and I have a load of things to sell. Well, actually, first, all of these traps will be sold, which gives us quite a bit of money. Next, we're selling all of these, and all of these, and all of these. None of those. We can sell all the books. I'm holding on to the notes because they don't matter. And I can keep all the ingredients. And we're getting 4,500 gold. Very nice. Definitely something we're going to be holding on to. Because we might need it in the future. Okay, now, let's head over to the inn so that we can rest. Still got work to do to level everyone up, but we will. In time. Gotten a little bit of improvement in our gear. Not much, but a little bit. That's something at least.
How do you do?
I'd like a room, please. I'll take the laborer's rest. Alright, thank you for that. We're all nice and rested. And with that, I'm gonna end this episode here. I think we've basically completed all the quests we have around here, and all we have left is to head to Caed Nua. So that'll be in the next episode. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Spy. That is Laniara, Adair, Durance, and Aloth. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, and I shall see you all next time.